Happy Monday. Welcome to week 3 of all this. So as you can see, I'm getting ready to go on a run, but I thought I'd pop in and talk to y'all quickly. Before I do, let's see, questions that people have been asking that I want to make sure to answer. First off, the anthology. If you wanted to be published in the anthology, it is not too late. I'm accepting your work until Friday. You can scroll down on Google Classroom and you should be able to find where it says Poem Anthology, and be able to get to it that way. You might also be able to get to it through Google Docs, I'm not sure. But either way, I need that by Friday. I'm going to start editing them this week. So that's the anthology. Please make sure you do that. People have also been asking about the open mic. How do you sign up for the ones you're going to watch? How, the signing up for the ones that you're going to be participating in. Everybody is expected to participate in one. Remember, our school, this is the last week of doing things a little bit differently. And then next week, school, as far as I know, gets back as we know it, except it's going to be online. And of course, it'll look a lot different because we're in different times. So please trust me on that. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out and ask them, and I will tell you what I know. So, open mic. There are 5 dates scheduled. I'm going to show you. I've got my little note here. We have got features coming in for each one of them, and they are from all over the place. So that's a beautiful thing. So you need to sign up for one. That'll be the one that you will perform at. Several of you have not signed up yet. So if you haven't signed up, please do so. And then you will need to plan on attending 2 of them. I'll see what I can do about recording them so you can watch them afterwards, because there will be something to hold you accountable for that. You'll need to be listening to what the poems are, and there'll be something you'll have to do along with that. I need to go back to the anthology for a minute, because one of the things you needed to do for the anthology was a permission slip for your parents to say, yep, it's okay for you to be published. There's not going to be any identifying information. You can use either your first name with the last initial, or if you have a poet name, you can use your poet name. That's up to you, however you want to do that, or whatever your parents are more comfortable with you doing that. I know I've had one parent send me an email already. That's totally cool. I'm also going to get a form set up. That'll be happening this week. By the end of the week, I'll have that done. I've got, as you can see, I've got lots of notes over here of things I need to do, and I did my very best not to work on the weekend. So there's that. So we've talked open mic. We have talked anthology. The other thing is a hay tie. A lot of people are asking about the hay tie. And yeah, we're going to do something for that. I am working on that. I'm working on how to do it. Just to give you all a heads up, I was asked to be a guest on a podcast that will be coming out sometime next week or the week after. I'm not exactly sure when, but I will let you know when that is so you can listen. But I did mention to them that we're working on trying to get something going. So if you're still hoping to be a part of that, I hope you are, fingers crossed. Start practicing and doing that. Also, I want to address with you journals, because people have been asking a little bit about journals. Do you have to do them on the weekends? That sort of thing. So let's talk about the journal and the purpose of doing a journal. One of the purposes, and it's more low-key purpose, is, we need to be writing every day. That's a good habit to get into. We don't want to lose those skills and that sort of thing. But the bigger reason that you're writing is you are living through history. And I've mentioned this before. And some people are choosing to write about what's going on, thoughts, feelings, just day to day, what's happening when you're stuck at your house, that looking forward to that 1 walk a day or 2 walks a day or playing outside or whatever it is. You can write about how is life different now than what it was 3 weeks ago when we were at school. That's totally up to you how you write it. Y'all may have heard, or maybe you haven't heard, of a girl by the name of Anne Frank. So Anne Frank lived during World War II, and she was Jewish, and you probably know that Hitler wanted to get rid of all the Jews. He wanted to kill them all. So Anne Frank and her family was put into a secret annex. It was like the attic, and it was small, and there were like 9 of them up there, and they could not leave, like, ever, and they had to be quiet. So imagine that. It was like over 2 years. I don't remember exactly how long, but she kept a diary, she kept a journal through the whole thing. And as part of that, she had a crush on, it was 2 families living together, and she had a crush on the boy. So she wrote about regular things that were going on in her life. But from time to time, she would also write about, this is just being in hiding in order to live. And I'm not saying that, our situation is anything like the Holocaust, that somebody's out to kill us because of our race. What I'm saying is that journal that she kept was later found and published and has sold lots, and it's given people a very good understanding of, what it may have been like to be in hiding, because a lot of Jews were in hiding during that time. And there are other journals that came out as well, but Anne Frank's is the one that is the most well known. I believe she was 14 when she went into hiding, so she was not that much older than you. So, maybe somebody is saying, oh, could I publish my journal? You never know. And maybe it's not something you want to publish, but you just want to keep track of. And share later on. And I know some of you are like, Miss Robertson, will you shut up about this journal? Oh my gosh, I just want to write my story. That's cool too. As long as you're writing, that is what I want you to be doing, is to be writing. So what is happening today? Today, I had told you guys I will go live at 1 o'clock every day, Monday through Friday. So I will do that today as well. I don't have anything in particular for us to talk about, unless you do want to share something you've been writing, you've been doing. It'll probably be a pretty short live because of that. And it's optional. This week, it will also be optional. Next week, that may change with some of them, but it will be optional. You should be doing your research. It is not for a grade at this point. We are going to use that. I'm not sure where I have my lesson plans written down, but we're going to be using the research. I think it's next Friday. So we'll be doing some other things as well before we get to that point. But if you can get that research done, please get it done. If not, you'll have a couple days next week to get it done. And then we're going to talk about grading, all that kind of stuff. If you have the packet, you're welcome to work on that. It's not a requirement. I'm not expecting you to do that unless you want to. You want some extra schoolwork, some extra practice. I am expecting you to read a half an hour every day. And remember, if you have finished a book, please go to dsalmc.net and take the AR quiz, because they are going to be counting for the 3rd quarter. Things may be changing a little bit for 4th quarter. I will keep you posted on that. Not sure when the quarter's changing, because, we're living in unprecedented times. Ooh, unprecedented. Have you heard that word before? If you haven't, why don't you see if you can figure out what it means. I do need to get out there and get my run on. I'm going into week 2. So I'm also going to be setting up a Google slideshow where you all will be adding a slide, and it can be of anything you want, but whatever it is for you that represents your time in the last couple of weeks. And then I'll make a slideshow, like I'll put some music and stuff to it. At least that's my plan. I have to figure out how to do that. I am learning so much along with you guys with this. So be thinking about what it is that you want to share, whether it's in a picture, if it's a drawing that you take a picture of, maybe you make a collage of a few different pictures. That's up to you. But anyway, I love y'all. I tremendously miss seeing you all in the classroom. And as I'm talking to you, I'm looking at a computer, and who am I seeing but me? I'm like, man, I spend a lot of time with me. What did I do this weekend? Saturday was a busy day. Saturday was a very busy day. I did a couple writing workshops. That was pretty cool. And I did some writing. Let me go ahead. I'll share a piece of writing that I did with you because, as you see, like all these different things. Okay, so here's a piece that I'm most proud of. So what we needed to do, in case you are interested in doing something similar, you're like, oh, I don't know what to write. You can do this in your journal. I wrote down how to do it. So write down 5 things, any things. It's totally up to you. And then you need to put those things in order. So the things that I wrote down originally were car, travel, hugs, Washington, and peace. And then when he said to put them in order, here's the order I put them in. Peace, hugs, Washington, travel, car. So you can, whatever 5 things that you want to put down. And then we had 15 minutes to use those things in a poem in order. So we had to use them in the order we wrote them down. So this is an adult writing workshop. I know you all could do it. So if anybody wants to do this and then share what you wrote, that would be great. I would love to hear it. All right, so, and then the prompt was, so we had to use those 5 words in order to write a poem. But the poem had to be about something we wanted to see happen in the world. So this is what mine was. The people walked out of their houses, rubbing their eyes as if waking up from a dream. The sun was shining, birds singing, peace where there was none before. A celebration of differences began, and the people hugged. From coast to coast, a change had come, just as Sam Cooke said it would. On the rocky beaches of Maine, love became a beacon guiding the people. The mountains of Washington stood majestically, welcoming all who woke up. The people traveled across the country between the 2 coasts, spreading kindness and singing in harmony, a caravan of a new way of life, with each stop neighbors meeting neighbors, and the people continued on in their cars, enjoying their newfound peace. So I'm going to challenge y'all. Do it. Again, it's optional. But if you're up for a challenge today, and I think, pretty sure some of you are, go ahead and give that a go and see what you come up with. What is it? Was it something you want to see happen in the world? I'll write this when I post the video. I'll write it down. So if you want to do the writing challenge, you can do that. Also, I am participating in a writing challenge in April 1st through April 30th. I will be bringing a piece of that to you because, as you may or may not know, it is National Poetry Month. April's National Poetry Month. And I'll be doing it with poets from all around the world. And a friend of mine is leading it. He lives out in Los Angeles. So it takes place from 12 to 1, which means the live starting in April might be a couple minutes late. But anyway, again, I want to tell y'all, I love you all very, very much. Do something that brings you joy today. I'm going outside and going to enjoy a run. Really walk. I run for a while. I'll walk for a while. And then I'm going to come back in here and do some schoolwork. So much love to you all. Drop in. Let me know how you're doing. And I shall see y'all at 1 o'clock.